Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Berg.
And I'm Bridget Brogan.
And this is Canisius Connections. Welcome back, folks, to the first episode of 2018. Today is Friday, February 9th, and a lot has happened since our last episode. Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, so we have 6 more weeks of winter. Matt Lauer has been fired from the Today Show. The holidays have come and gone, and Oprah's running for president. So let's get started.
This past Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the New England Patriots in one of the most nail-biting games of the 2018 NFL postseason. The Eagles ripped out a 41-33 victory from under the 5-time winning Super Bowl champs, led by the best quarterback in NFL history. As many fans know, Eagles backup quarterback Nick Foles was both literally and figuratively the team's MVP of the postseason. Foles made history Sunday night when he became the first player to both throw and catch a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl, as well as being the 3rd quarterback to catch a pass in the Super Bowl. This original trick play is now referred to as the Philly Special, worked to perfection as Trey Burton threw a 1-yard touchdown pass to quarterback Foles with 34 seconds left in the second quarter. All in all, Foles completed 28 of 43 passes for 373 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 1 interception. Tom Brady respectively threw for 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks in his 8th Super Bowl appearance under coach Bill Belichick. This game was one for the ages as the Eagles were able to pick up their first franchise Super Bowl victory. And in other news, the city of Philadelphia has seen a scattering rise in vandalism after the Eagles' Sunday night victory. Shortly after the final whistle, Philadelphia Eagles supporters came out in masses to celebrate their team's win in the streets. However, some fans took the celebration too far and engaged in both vandalism and looting. Police had anticipated the debauchery and greased the light poles, but not even hydraulic fluid was able to keep one brave man from scaling it. Other fans flipped cars as they marched through the packed city streets, and the police reported cases of smashed windows in some buildings and at least 1 case of looting in a local gas station. Fans also took down several light poles around the town when they weren't climbing them. Hey, Michael.
Yes.
Do you know what those fans were yelling when they were climbing the poles?
I mean, I have an idea. I think it goes along the lines of Philly, Philly! Sorry, I just had to.
It's okay. Many would probably have to argue that the best part of the Super Bowl is the commercial break. So, Michael, did you have any favorite Super Bowls commercials?
Did I have any favorite Super Bowls? Actually, one of my favorite Super Bowl commercials was the one where Alexa lost her voice and they had to replace it with Cardi B. Could you just imagine Cardi B just telling me what to do, what's on my schedule?
Cardi B, when should I take a shower? I don't know. All right.
Well, that's all I got. All right, so we are going to head off to a commercial break. Stay with us.
Everyone loves the picture I posted of you.
AT&T reminds you, it can wait.
What is Griff 4.1?
What is 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 4.1?
What's 4.1?
What is 4.1?
What is 4.1? What is 4.1?
What's 4.1?
What is 4.1? What is 4.1?
What's 4.1?
What is 4.1?
What's 4.1?
What is channel 4.1?
We are 4.1. We are 4.1.
We are 4.1.
We are 4.1.
We are 4.1. And
It's a great day to be a Griff.
Actually gonna read the top.
Welcome back to Canisius Connections, everyone. So in other pop culture news, in months of silence, speculation, and secrecy, pop culture icon Kylie Jenner finally gave birth to her daughter, Stormy Webster, on February 2nd of this year. To avoid the excess media coverage, Kylie Jenner chose to conceal her pregnancy from the public and spend time with her family and her boyfriend, American rapper Travis Scott. In an Instagram post, Kylie stated, and I quote, "I understand you're used to me bringing you along on my journeys, but my pregnancy was one I chose not to do in front of the world." Furthermore, Kylie Jenner openly shared her joys of pregnancy and of being a newfound mother. In that same post, Kylie Jenner stated that pregnancy has been the most beautiful, empowering, and life-changing experience I've had in my entire life, and I'm actually going to miss it. Regardless, the internet is blowing up over little baby Stormy, and Kylie couldn't be happier, and we couldn't even be happy for her. So tell me, Bridget, what do you think of the name Stormy Webster?
You know, what happened to names like Jennifer, just Lori?
You know what? I
Michaela?
was wondering the same thing. We've got all these Chicago, seriously?
No,
Saint?
North.
What?
But here's okay, this is the real question. So obviously, there's been many months of speculation that Kylie's been pregnant. But this is a real question. Michael,
Yes.
were you A, team Kylie is definitely pregnant, B, Kylie's pregnant, but she's Kim's surrogate, or C, she's not actually pregnant, it's a publicity stunt?
You know, at first, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was just a great big publicity stunt. But, you know, TMZ released the birth certificate, so, you know, I guess there's proof of a live birth after all.
All right. Well, anyways, on our last episode, we discussed so many of the sexual assault scandals that have been plaguing Hollywood, and one of the most recent incidents involved a national icon in broadcasting. Today's show host, Matt Lauer, was fired from the Staple Morning broadcast over inappropriate sexual conduct allegations that span back to the 2014 Sochi Olympic Games. This initial incident took place over 2 months ago and rocked the entire morning program's cast. Lauer's coworkers were told the news immediately before the show went on air and were noticeably stunned while filming. Lauer's co-anchor, Savannah Guthrie, could be seen tearing up when reporting the incident, and longtime weatherman Al Roker was visibly shaken up when reporting the day's forecast. Since his firing, Hoda Kotb has taken over as Savannah Guthrie's co-anchor, and several other reports about Lauer have surfaced. One disturbing inside account reported that Lauer had secluded office space with a button under his desk that allowed him to lock his door from the inside without getting up. And earlier last month, Lauer's longtime bookkeeper and friend, Matt Zimmerman, was also fired over sexual harassment complaints. Unfortunately, stories like these keep taking over the news, and headlines such as Larry Nassar, who has been sentenced up to 175 years in prison for decades of sexual abuse. Former USA gymnastics doctor was accused by more than 150 girls and women who all openly spoke out in court and reported stories of how they went to Nassar to receive treatment for sports injuries, but were only to be sexually assaulted and told it was a form of treatment. Many of the women said that when they initially spoke up about the treatment, they were ignored or their concerns were brushed aside by organizations in power, primarily USA Gymnastics, Michigan State University, and the U.S. Olympic Committee. Of these victims, Olympic gold medalist Aly Raisman confronted Nassar in court, saying, We, this group of women you so heartlessly abused over such a long period of time, are now a force, and you are nothing. A father of one of the victims even pleaded to the judge, overseeing the court case for 5 minutes alone with Nassar, and when denied, continued to rush the stand where Nassar was seated before being taken down by several court officers.
Unfortunately, as Bridget pointed out, this is only the beginning. Even though it's a new year, it doesn't mean that we left some of the same issues behind. Sexual assault by powerful positions has been a major, and I mean a major issue in this country. And we as citizens of the United States recognize the extent of this problem until now. Since October of 2017, critically acclaimed but now infamously disgraced film director Harvey Weinstein has been accused of sexual misconduct by over a dozen women. As Bridget pointed out in a previous episode, it seems that Harvey Weinstein was one of the many celebrities accused of sexual assault after Bill Cosby came under investigation and went to trial under similar circumstances years prior. After Weinstein was fired from his own company and expelled from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, actress Alyssa Milano has resurrected a previously used hashtag on Twitter entitled #MeToo and encouraged women who had been a victim of sexual assault to come forward and tell their stories. And thus, a movement was born. Thousands upon thousands, even millions of women, including high-profile singers and actresses like Lady Gaga, Ellen DeGeneres, and Uma Thurman, came forward and told heart-wrenching stories of pain and hardship to show that anyone can be a victim of sexual assault. With that being said, I think that the people of America should leave sexual assault committed against anyone by anyone in 2017. Next on Canisius Connections, we'll touch on the Winter Olympics, the government shutdown, and the highly anticipated Black Panther. Stay tuned.
Want to achieve more than you ever thought possible? At Canisius College, you can. A Canisius education is packed with extraordinary opportunities like top-level scientific research, global service experiences, and real-world connections. Want to intern at a Fortune 500 company? Want to get into the best medical and law schools? Want to be a champion for social justice? You can. Here.
In a world where television channels are lacking quality entertainment, one man is willing to take on the task. To save your Friday nights. What are you laughing at?
You think people are actually gonna watch our show on Friday?
Jacob Dooku. Look, you're gonna have to just stop and let me do my thing.
Okay. No. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this my way. Now this is better. Oh, I hate this channel.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So between now and February 25th of this year, the nations of the free world will gather in Pyeongchang, South Korea for the 2018 Winter Olympic Games. Since 1924, athletes from all over the world agree to meet every 4 years to show off their biggest, their strongest, and their toughest. And this year, everyone from athletes to their friends and family at home seem to be turning up the heat. In a move that is both controversial yet powerful and unifying, the countries of North and South Korea came to a compromise and agreed to march together during the opening ceremony and form a unified all-women's hockey team competing under one name, Korea. Although several countries, including the U.S., are set to represent their homelands and aspire to bring home the gold, one country in particular is still wallowing in controversy about government-induced doping of their own athletes. As a result, most of Russia has been banned from performing in this year's Olympics by the International Olympics Committee and may never play in any Olympics ever again. I guess it really goes to show you that cheaters really do never prosper.
In more political-related news, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi spoke for a little more than 8 hours on Wednesday to oppose the budget deal to lift spending caps and avert a government shutdown because the current plan does not address immigration issues. According to the House historians, Pelosi's speech is the longest on record on the House floor. Pelosi started speaking shortly after 10 a.m. Eastern Time and wrapped the speech a little after 6 p.m. Eastern Time. One source said that she was wearing 4-inch heels while delivering the speech and only sipped water. The budget deal, which was proposed by Senate leaders on Wednesday, will require Democratic support to pass the House, so the House Democratic leaders' comments make the plan's future unclear. Before Pelosi's speech on Wednesday, the longest floor remarks from a leader came from House GOP leader John Boehner in 2009, speaking against the Democrats' cap and trade legislation. There are no filibusters under House rules, but top leaders are allowed unlimited leader time, and it's not uncommon for Pelosi to be yielded 1 minute but take more than 20 minutes.
Lastly, this year, moviegoers and comic book nerds are squealing with glee as this month marks the premiere of the 2018 Marvel film, The Black Panther, set to be released in theaters on February 16th. For those of you who don't know, the Black Panther was the first black superhero to ever appear in mainstream American comics. So it seems right and just to give the T'Challa Warriors some time to shine on the big screen. With others films such as The Avengers Infinity War and Venom set to be released later in the year, 2018 will ultimately be cemented as the year of Marvel. Now that cements our show today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, Canisius Connections has been brought to you by Griffin TV, where we provide the 411 on the 4.1. Signing off, I'm Michael Berg.
And I'm Bridget Brogan.
And this has been Canisius Connections.